Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today we are selling something very near and dear to my heart. If you go back to the very early days of Hometown Acres, this piece of equipment has been with us since the very beginning. It's been on the channel the longest out of everything that we've shown here, and I am sad to be selling it, but it's starting to get up there in age and require a little bit more attention on the maintenance side of things. So we listed it for sale. We've got somebody coming here shortly, and then we're going to be heading out later today to go upgrade it. Well, we got the old Polaris Ranger 570 all shined up and listed it on Facebook Marketplace. And within 24 hours, I got within 500 bucks of what I was asking for it. So I'm pretty excited. The buyers, they went home to go get a trailer for it. They're gonna come back, pick it up, and then we are gonna head off to go pick up our new side-by-side. All right, so we are up here at 3C's Recreation in Chautauqua, New York. This is Jared, the owner, and this is what we came up here to pick up. This is a CF Moto Uforce 1000. So I've done my research, but Jared, walk the viewers around this machine and give us your sales pitch on it.
So CF Moto sales pitch is super easy. They come loaded with all kinds of features. So if you're in the market for a new side-by-side, not to make this too long and drawn out, we can literally save you like $4,000 or $5,000 compared to, so we sold Polaris for a long time. We no longer sell Polaris. So the comparable machine in base form is $4,000 to $5,000 more in the Polaris. And at first you might think that the quality is a lesser build, but I assure you, once you own one and once you start reading some reviews like Adam did, and he has a CF Moto already, which is cool to reference.
Yeah, I have a C-Force 600 ATV and I've had it for over a year. It is now out of the warranty period.
Sure.
I think that's another thing. CF Moto offers 1-year warranty on their stuff. Most other brands offer 6 months. And I haven't had to have any warranty work done on it, and it doesn't appear as though I'm gonna have any issues with it coming forward. So.
I don't anticipate. So most issues down the road are self-inflicted. Owner neglection or where they wrote it type of thing. So, but that doesn't matter to the brain at that point. You're gonna run into those issues. So yeah, the CF Moto, so like this model that he's taking home today, it's gonna come with the roof, comes with the mirrors, we got the winch, the power steering.
Power steering is a big one. I did not have power steering on my Ranger 570. I knew from riding four-wheelers I didn't think I needed it, but for a side-by-side I think it's absolutely necessary. ATV, I don't think it's a must. Sure. But for side-by-sides, absolutely. There's so many times where you need to be driving with one hand for whatever reason, you're reaching to get something or whatever. You cannot drive a side-by-side with one hand without power steering. So,
and with the side-by-sides, when you're in the woods, you got to make those turns more aggressively. Like you actually, like an ATV, you can kind of take more of a straight shot through the woods.
Yep.
So side-by-side, you are turning a lot more anyway, so having that power steering is huge.
Yep. And
also the guys that are going to plow or snow blow, it takes all that weight off of your arms. The machine takes care of it. So.
Yep. So it comes with aluminum wheels, right?
Yep, these are aluminum. Also has the painted finish. So in some of the brands, you have to buy like a limited edition model to get these extra features.
Yep.
CF Moto's like base machine, you guys are going to get all of this. So.
And another thing that if you buy another brand, you almost immediately have to replace the tires because they put 3-ply Carlisle tires on them, and this one comes from the factory with 6-ply Stag tires. And I mean, that's right when you get home to put new tires on it, you're looking at $400 or $500 when you just paid $15,000 ish for a machine. Yeah.
And then they like CF Moto, you're going to get LED headlights, which I guess most brands are starting to get there with that as well.
Yep.
And then you get reverse lights, which Polaris did this in like 2008, and then they went away from it, and we loved that feature because if you work, we all work at night, and you're backing up to a trailer, those reverse lights, as simple as that sounds, make a huge difference. So I think you're gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, my 600 ATV has those reverse lights, and it's so funny, like that and the horn are like, whenever I show people the four-wheeler, I'm like, check this out, you know, it's got reverse lights and it's got a horn on it.
There you go. So.
And yeah, because on my Ranger 570, I used to always have to ride the brake to get my taillights to light up.
Trying to find a trailer behind you or backing into the woods. Yeah, so reverse lights are there. Super simple, super cool. So
yeah, but I am very excited. This blue is just awesome. Let's walk around a little bit. And I guess the other thing, if we look at the inside here, this is a 3-seat model, which is another reason that I wanted to upgrade from the Ranger 570, is because, you know, we've got a growing family. Anderson is almost 3 years old now. We've got another one on the way. Just making a little extra room for, you know, taking the family for some joy rides. Under seat storage compartment. It's got a little box here for tools or for a makeshift cooler. And yeah, another reason, Ranger 570, the bed capacity was 500 pounds. It also had the door latches on either side. This one has more of an automotive pickup truck style tailgate. And do you know what the bed capacity is on this one?
I think it's 1,000.
Yeah, so double the bed capacity. You know, we'll be putting that to the test with firewood. So and we've got some other things we want to do to this as well. It's just accessories right now are kind of tough to get in. We want to add a full cab, windows, doors, or windshields and doors. I really like the mud shielding back here on my Ranger.
Huge thing.
Yeah, I used to get mud caked all up inside the undercarriage of this, and this looks like it's going to stay a lot cleaner for longer.
Yeah, for the manufacturer to add that, for them to, like, the cost for them to add that is minimal, but for your ownership of long-term reliability, you're not caking the engine all the time in mud. So long-term, that's a huge thing, plus it saves you hours of cleaning. So something as simple as that, again, this makes ownership way easier with these.
Yeah. Now I already know this, but the one thing I am going to miss about the Ranger 570 is the turf mode.
Sure. Yes.
This thing, the rear tires are working in conjunction all the time. The Ranger 570, if you don't know, the turf mode is one-wheel drive. Yep. So you can turn a lot tighter and not tear up your lawn. Yes. So that's just something I'll have to make a mental note of when I'm driving this. But let's go ahead and take it for just a quick spin up and down the driveway here and see how she runs.
Yep.
Get that display in there.
So this machine has 2 modes as well, real quick. You have a work mode and normal mode. So work mode is going to be a little snappier. It's going to give you more power sooner. So if you're backing the machine up, work mode might be a little jerkier at first.
Yep.
Normal mode is what I would recommend most of your riding to be in. And if you pan back over to there, and it might be hard to see outside, but there's normal and there's work mode. It changes the whole look of that display. So it's really easy to know what mode you're in, and it even tells you on the top there. So
yep. And then it looks like you've got high, low beams. What's this switch here?
So high beam and low beam, and the second switch is lights on, running lights, or lights off. So there's 2 light switches to use.
Yep, and then you got your kill switch.
Yep.
So, all right, let's... Oh, that's a very smooth driver engagement. That was one thing I was concerned about, was how jerky was the belt engagement going to be.
They've done a really good job with that, yeah. It's quiet too.
It's very smooth. See, there's that driving with one hand with that power steering I was talking about. Yeah, I think I'm in love already. This is a whole different animal than the Ranger 570. Heck yeah.
And the more you use it, the more it'll break in. So like, obviously we didn't test the suspension in this mode because we only went up and down the driveway, but
right.
The more you use this machine, after a couple hundred miles, the suspension really breaks in on it. So
yeah.
And the brakes. So the brake suspension will kind of be easier to use over time too.
Yep.
Oh, they have the USB plugs as well, which is so silly to talk about, but most brands don't give you USBs. So all of our chargers for either a GoPro or a phone now, you can put the phone or the GoPro up here, plug it right in, and then you get your 12 volt that you've always had. So
yeah, I've noticed I have those on the ATV, which I have used it on the 600.
Yep.
Not that often though, because you don't have you kind of have to plug it in and then have it in your pocket.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be a lot more useful on this, where you've actually got a place to set your phone.
And storage down here too. All the way across the bottom you got storage, which is nice.
Yeah, this is just a very roomy cab for sure. I'm looking forward to the cab enclosure coming in.
Yes, me too.
Hopefully before winter.
I hope so. I hope so.
All right, well, let's go do a little bit of paperwork.
Sweet.
So we just finished all the paperwork. I officially own it, and I thought we'd walk around the showroom floor here and talk about what else you guys sell here up at 3Cs.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank Adam for coming up. It's been a couple years we've been trying to make a deal on a side-by-side, and it's purely because of inventory. So this time around I was able to call him last week, and
I wasn't even planning on upgrading. Like I said, I had some parts and things that I needed to get fixed on my Ranger, some ball joints, some tie rods, some wheel bearings, and I actually had an appointment scheduled to get all those things fixed. And Jared gave me a call. We've been talking now for over a year, because actually, I don't know if I mentioned it, but 3Cs, they have their own YouTube channel as well. So go check out 3Cs Recreation on YouTube. They do a lot of product reviews and walkarounds and things.
Yep.
And so we've been talking for a while, and he gave me a call after I scheduled to get the Ranger 570 all fixed up, and said, hey, I got 4 Uforce 1000s in. They'll probably be gone within the week. Do you want one?
Which is true. But yeah,
I was like, well, instead of pumping money into the Ranger 570 for some regular maintenance items, I might as well use that money to upgrade to a bigger machine that's going to serve our growing family better. So, but yeah, so walk us around here. What else do you guys have?
So we've been doing power sports for a long time, 30 some years now. So we've grown with CF Moto, and with that brings on the motorcycle lineup. So we now carry the CF Moto motorcycles. Really cool for us. We do like the beta motorcycles. We're big off-road riders. If you do check out our channel, we love racing off-road dirt bikes. That's what we live for. So that's a big part of what we do. Obviously the CF Moto stuff, which Adam's taken home. We do a lot of implements and tractor stuff. So we sell LS tractors here as well, and the implements that go with them. There's a cool company right here in New York that does implements, so it's pretty cool. We take care of those guys. And then the biggest thing for us is gear. You can walk into our store if you're new to motorcycling or ATVing, and we have over 500 helmets in stock. We have all the riding apparel, whether it's street or off-road. So if you want dirt bike boots, there's like 400 pairs of them in stock. So our kids ride. I think safety is a huge important part of keeping our sports alive. So for me, I try to stock as much as possible. So if you need goggles, helmets, whatever, if you're in the area, I'd love to work with you. So again, thanks to Adam. So.
Yeah, you might have actually just talked me into a pair of goggles, because there's been a lot of times where it's either really dusty out,
Yes.
or muddy or snowy, and
All the above.
yeah, you definitely I need a pair of goggles.
Yeah, you don't have to spend a ton either to protect your eyes. So for 25 bucks, goggles are pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I bought a motorcycle 2 years ago. Not a CF Moto. It was an old Suzuki 800cc kind of just bar hopper bike.
Sure.
And I had it for about 6 months. Did the whole safety course, passed my motorcycle license, and had somebody pull out in front of me, laid the bike down.
Really?
I was only doing about 40 miles an hour, so I mean, I got banged up kind of decent. I had some good road rash and stuff, but I came home, put the motorcycle up for sale after I got it all fixed and everything.
Sure.
And so as much fun as riding motorcycles is, with young kids and a wife who rely on me, just not something I'm interested in. However, the dirt bikes, that might be something I'd like to do, because then you only have to worry about yourself. You don't have to worry about other people pulling out in front of you. So
yeah, so we've always said, like, if you hit the tree, it didn't jump out in front of you.
Yeah.
So like I feel the same way on the street. I love on-road stuff too, but in the woods I can concentrate on what I'm riding on rather than other factors out of my control.
It's just, even when I'm driving in the truck now, I have that constant defensive driver in me now, that I always think somebody's going to pull out in front of me. And
I think it's actually a good thing, that not great, but because it's not fun to drive that way, but it's good to be that way.
yeah, so yeah, I loved riding motorcycles, but it's too dangerous for me.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, thank you, Jared, for showing us around the showroom here and making us a good deal on the Uforce 1000.
Of
So.
course. Yeah, thanks for coming up.
big hill? You want to go down the big hill? Go back up the big hill? Down the big hill? You want to go down the big hill? Was that fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we got her all back home. There she is, tucked away into the garage. I probably won't park them in here permanently. This whole garage edition was more for our daily driver vehicles, but I did just want to show you this CF Moto C4 600 we've had for 14, 15 months now. And that was kind of my guinea pig for the CF Moto brand. Like I said, we had the Polaris Ranger 570 before, and we were pretty happy with that Ranger 570. I mean, that thing owed us absolutely nothing. We didn't have to do anything to it except change the oil for the 5 years that we owned it. And it was a great machine, but when it came time to step up, you've got to consider all your options and shop around, and the CF Moto brand just provides an incredible amount of value. You know, on this machine here, power steering, winch, LED tail lights, reverse lights, all of that stuff there, and then you know, at a cheaper price than what an equivalent Sportsman 570, Sportsman 570 would be. And then when you compare the Uforce 1000 to a Ranger 1000, I mean, the price difference is literally $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and you get so much more with it, like the roof and everything we already talked about. So I think you guys know by now, I'm an accountant by trade, which makes me inherently cheap. I am a value shopper, and we liked the CF Moto C-Force 600 so much, we decided to continue with that brand for the side-by-side we're going to use going forward. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. If you want to see us putting this Uforce 1000 through its paces, work, farm, trail riding, all that good stuff, hit the subscribe button, and we'll hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.